Well, North Korea has been one of the president's biggest foreign policy concerns in 2019. It's easy to see why. The country has nuclear weapons, and nuclear weapons are a threat, but they're not the only threat capable of killing millions of people. As genetic engineering grows more sophisticated, experts are warning about the danger of bioweapons. Dr. Mark Siegel is a Fox medical correspondent. He just wrote a piece about bioweapons, and he joins us tonight to terrify us.
Hi, Tucker.
Doctor, thanks very much for coming on. How concerned should we be about bioweapons?
I am going to terrify you tonight because there's something called synthetic biology. We used to look at the anthrax threat or the smallpox threat and say, well, we have vaccines for smallpox, and for anthrax it's not contagious. Right. That's in pre-existing days. But now we've entered an era where we can put together novel viruses called synthetic biology. Department of Defense put out a report on this last year, and it's terrifying because tools that are out there, Tucker, like CRISPR-Cas9, that is a genetic editor. It's a scissor that can splice your DNA. But guess what else it can do? It could splice up a virus, put it back together in a different way, make it more deadly, make it something your immune system hasn't seen, make it something that spreads easily that we don't have vaccines for. Now, I have news for you. Iran is working with this tool. Now, the scientists working with it in Iran are not terrorists. But of course, Iran sponsors worldwide terrorism. So what happens if if this somehow gets into the wrong hands? Not the tool necessarily, but someone makes one of these viruses and then spreads it into the wrong hands. That is something that's possible, and it's something that a steering committee put together by HHS in the fall is looking at. But this is mushrooming into a much bigger threat than we ever thought because, again, we can see new viruses that we've never seen before that are much more deadly and spread much more easily. A pandemic flu, for example, like 1918. Somebody could take a flu virus, change it just a little bit, and we have 1918 again.
Well, I mean, something like that could so easily boomerang on the person deploying it, though, couldn't it?
Well, sure. And not only that, we are looking at ways to try to combat this. Like I said, flu, we're looking at the idea of a universal flu vaccine that would work even against a synthetic flu. But, you know, as you know, again, not to scare people, but terrorists are not exactly thinking about their own health or social responsibility, that's for sure. So this could really get out and end up being a worldwide threat. I think we need to be thinking about this more. The steering committee is fine, but, you know, we're talking today about enriching uranium in Iran. We also should realize that Iran has a bioterror program. North Korea has a bioterror program. And in North Korea, the bioterror program is predominantly existing threats that are already out there. We've talked on the show here about how Ebola is so deadly, but Ebola doesn't spread easily. But Tucker, you could take an Ebola virus and genetically engineer it, and then it starts to spread more easily. That's what we have to be concerned about right now.
Well, that just sounds horrifying. And it sounds like something that we should be genuinely concerned about. Dr. Siegel, thank you for